Come, lads, our play is ended, and when we say this plot has run its course, we mean to take our theatre with us.
Aye, Dick, we durst not leave it, for if we do, all timbers, posts, pegs, stage, and roof will fall to our landlord, Giles Allen, since now our lease is ended.
And he would take everything, lock, stock, and barrel, if we do not shift it all.
Sure, Armand, if we work fast, 'twill be done before dawn, and no one will be any the wiser.
Save Henry, when Alan comes this way after Christmas, he will suspect 'twas us took away our theatre. I am mighty glad each of us put in £10 apiece to lease the new land.
Indeed. Why leave it to that nasty old man to inherit? Let's get to work in this cold winter's night. Work will keep us warm.
Let's dream of Suffolk by the river and have our new theatre ready by summer.
Fly, take this and help a man. The chance to erect our own theatre. And you'll have yet another new play ready by then, eh, Will?
Indeed, Dick. There is a providence that shapes our inspirations rough, hew them how we will. If my muses serve me, then may my pen be ready.
No need for a pen right now, Will. Come, let's finish the job before day comes, and Giles Allen laments the day his renters took leave.
Take the bass, 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 toss the timber, 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 sturdy timber, 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 post and peg, 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 slats of wood, watch out for splinters, 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 post and peg. Take the bass, 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 toss the timber, 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 sturdy timber, 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 post and peg, 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 slats of wood, watch out for splinters, 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 post and peg. Take the bass, 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 toss the timber, 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 sturdy timber, 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 post and peg, 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 slats of wood, watch out for splinters, 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 post and peg. Take the bass, 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 toss the timber, 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 sturdy timber, 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 post and peg, 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 slats of wood, watch out for splinters.
Scene 2.
Shakespeare's Lodgings.
Will thou have at us, man, or all day and all night too? Dost thou never cease thy prosy making? Dost thou perchance scribble and scribble such heat to produce new lines for me? Thou hast promised thine audience and mine will a new play and the reappearance of Sir John Falstaff. Ah, once again, that rogue, that rascal, that rapscallion, that most beloved confidant of the king.
Sir John, thou hast been, if I remember well, most roundly, nay soundly rejected by the new king at the end of our last play, Henry the Fourth, Part 2. Mayhap 'tis a bittersweet taste for thee, but necessary for the good of the kingdom, that thou wilt come no more.
What, forsooth, man, thou art unfeeling, sharp-toothed, and full stopped up with bile? Will, dost thou forget I was a mentor, a father, a guardian angel to that young Welsh Prince Hound? Were we not brothers in the stews and taverns of London, veterans of the brothels and companions in arms on the battlefields of France? Ah, that was a merry band of brothers. You loved it too, for am I not thy muse?
But now, young King Harry hath no more use for thee. His father said, upon his very deathbed thou may recall, most subject is the fattest soil to weeds, and he, the noble image of my youth, is overspread with them. Hast forgotten, Sir John, words harsh and final, an epitaph to save his kingdom, thou the weeds, the kingdom and King Harry, the soil.
Ah, but 'twas not the old uneasy killjoy, King Henry but he coined those words. Master, canst thou undo? Besides, thou hast need for me, for am I not beloved by all thine audience? Your stars on the scent, my lad, therefore why not mine too? For are we not twain in fame and fortune? And besides, didst thou not proclaim out loud, and for all to hear, that I would come again in thy very next play? Bums on seats, well, bums on seats, if you and all your actors were to survive.
And when his headstrong riot hath no curb, when rage and hot blood are his counsellors, when means and lavish manners meet together, oh, with what wings will his affections fly, towards affronting peril and decay. Thus the old king spake before he died. Prince Harry took note. Thou art the peril and decay he saw. And besides, Will Kemp hath determined to leave before the eyes of Mark.
Will Kent, he had to praise me, you parted ways, you drove him out.
We didn't. We did. He did. 'Twas necessary. I pray thee be gone, Sir John, for I have plans for a new theatre building to pursue, a play or two to write, and another to edit before we perform once more before the Queen.
Will. Good Will. Have I not been like a father to thee? Art thou not like a son to me? I cannot but conceive this is some ill humor that has fallen upon me. A dank, consumptive, river fog, foul-smelling, portending illness. Am I not good for news for thee, Will? Not new lines for your old friend Sir John. What hast thou here? A Roman play? No part for me? Caesar, Brutus, Mark, Antony, pah! Murder's most foul and almost Casco. I am forsook, for shame, Will. I will drown my sorrows in cherry and sap to take away the aches and pains of bittersweet betray. Like Caesar I, and Brutus thee, stabbed am I, and in the back. Let's call for women, drink and song. Let's call for Doll, Mistress Nightwork. Doll, tear sheets, I say.
My good Master John, didst thou call for me, for I am here.
Come hither, Doll, cheer me. Will here hath quite edited me out, I fear. Am I now doubly rejected by both king and author both? An old knight cast down in cold-hearted scorning. Master William now favours the Roman way, and hath quite tossed me to the lion.
Oh, good Sir John, I do feel the pity of a tear, and yet tear thyself, for art thou not immortal?
How so, Doll, my sweet poppycock? When age and rheum, the aches and pains of gout and sprouting nose hairs are my growing companions as time marches on.
Thou wilt surely play and play, Sir John, for these plays play often, do they not? Why, every day since the plague has stopped, they're most popular, the talk of town. And now thou not a very plaything, a very lover that does sigh with great heat and fire like unto a furnace, a very soldier stuffed and armoured, trench oaths and a sharp sword at the ready, a very gentleman, sire, of true and honest parts, a many jests and a many kind words, and
Say on, doll, my sweet Dolores, for this is for thee. Cheer up, for I greatly love a bit of gentle flattery.
for all I am, sire, of hot and Spanish blood, though 'tis terrible dangerous to say in these strange and darkening times. But thou art your hombre.
Hombre, say you, why here's to thee, for I may be a harbour for thee, Mistress Doll, and thou may be my armada. But I would not be betrayed and invaded by thy armour, for betrayal is in the air. Doll, as thou art a gentle flower, thou may lie with me, but talk not to me. And 'tis the best, for a sweet bawd touches thee, and I would be a coverlet for thee, Mistress Tersey. And here indeed is a bed for a bawd. But for a Spaniard thou, say true London is indeed most dangerous. All of England is alarmed to hear the news of Spanish boats, Spanish armadas, Spanish spies, and Spanish Catholics, all come to take the throne of England.
There are not many Spaniards in Shakespeare's plays, I note.
'Tis true, doll, too dangerous, too close to the bone, but that is another story.
What? Was that the lark? Or is the blasted cockerel? Either way, has morning come already, and too soon? Then I, like Romeo and Juliet, might bid the sun be gone. Night his candles are all burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the mountain tops. How is the night has quite gone by? Strange visitations and no sleep. I must, though, to our players and rehearse for the Queen's invitation at court, where we're to perform on the morrow of tomorrow's morrow. Tomorrow. Yet it comes all too soon. Off to the wars.
Scene 3.
The theatre.
Rehearsal.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop! Combat! Scene 3.
Fellows, well met. Here with our scripts, new additions, and a bunch of tweaks.
Greetings, Will. Come join the fray. Master Peter Street the Builder was here only a moment ago, looking to consult about the new theatre.
Peter Street has a river of flood, and we must build fragments to keep it dry.
He may be right, Slime. 'Twill cost us, but we must build it well.
Not too many words to the script, will I trust? 5 plays a week and a new one to learn. We'll be up all night.
The Henry play part 2 is done. Save in performance, last I saw that our soldiers might do better yet to show the true finery of the English army. And we may prick the conscience of the court and queen. These Irish shores are a sinkhole for England. Let's try the soldier scene. Slack, slump, slouch, scratch, squirm, pick, slack, slump, slouch, scratch, squirm, pick, slack, slump, slouch, scrunch, squirm, pick, and fart.
The recruiting of lousy soldiers, 'tis how the English army is pressed and Ireland lost. I am Mouldy, and it please you, sire.
Visit now the boatmen and boys outside the theatres, and in the taverns and the marketplace, but not yet in church. No man is safe. No wonder there was trudging. Who wants to fight on? Not I. I play fiddle, and I'm from France.
Plenty to verb in Ireland. Tarn O'Neill of Ulster is strong, and has slaughtered the English troops thrice, and will no doubt again.
They say the Queen's coffers are all emptying into the bogs of Ireland, and soon taxation must rise. I am still ward, I trust.
We'll have blighted well. All those bribes and corruptions in the English soldier ensure only the feeble and lame to enlist. With a sovereign coin, any savvy man can bribe his way out. I am still shadow.
The shame of England, comedy or tragedy, eh, Will? And how not to get closed down by the plague, by the city fathers, or thrown into the town. Come, lads, let's to work. I am still Bulcoff, and thou, Will, justice shall.
Mouldy, wart, feeble, shadow, bullcalf. Will Kemp will be here for Sir John Falstaff. I think he hath a fit of pique upon him. Oh, we are a motley crew indeed. Make ready, for we are to join the English army.
I am Rumour. Open your ears for which of you will stop the vent of hearing when loud Rumour speaks. I from the Orient to the drooping west, making the wind my post horse still unfold the acts commenced on this loud ball of earth. Upon my tongue's continual slander ride, the which in every language I pronounce, stuffing the ears of men with false reports. I speak of peace, while cover enmity under the smile of safety wounds the world. And who but Rumour, who but only I make fearful musters and prepare defense, while the big ear swollen with some other grief is thought with child by Eston tyrant war. Rumour is a pipe blown by Sermus's jealousy's conjectures, and so weak and so plain to stop, that the blunt mustard, the still, the scurrent, wavering multitude can play upon it. And what need I dust my well-known body to anatomize among my household? I have rumoured through peasant towns between both the royal fields and the worm-eaten lands of rigid stone. The army lies crafty sick. The news come tiring on, and not a man brings other news that they have learned from me. For from rumoured tongues they bring smooth comforts false, worse than true wrongs. Come, Will, give me a full stage, and I will run and run. With gossip I'll spread the word, speaking tongues and drive folk mad, with what might be, could be, or might arise. I am the news that all folk crave, on the tip of their tongues, on the edge of their seats. The murmuring sound of bad news, lost in the woods, murdered in beds, full pestilence and lost wars, found treasure, ill-gotten gains, and neighbours full of dark and holy deeds. Any accent thou choose.
Thou art a character of our times indeed, Rumour. Unease and distempered tongues disturb our peace. I'll make thee a prologue to my play, but no more. The play is done, I must move on and write the next. Thou'lt have a role, but I have business here to attend to.
Open your ears, Will, 'tis on the wind, your plays reflect the age. The news, not false, but true. Write down this, you heard it here, the greatest playwright ever, the Bard of Avon, the finest house in Stratford, a playwright for the new king himself, not just the queen. Give me a voice, William Shakespeare, and you can decide what I say. I do not speak falsely.
Wait, fellows! Another edit. We need a prologue for our play before the Queen.
But who will play the part, Will? There are more lines.
Mouldy, what? Shut up! Let's Broadway out like an English soldier.
'Tis but a prologue, Dick. 'Tis Rumour, a character of our time and age, who deals in stories false, in bloated shadows and whispered half-truths. 'Twill make a good effect, and the drama will go better for it.
Scene 4.
Shakespeare's Lodging.
An Irish visitation.
He's writing a poem, Eleanor. Lovely stuff. Listen to this. But if thou needs will hunt by rules by me, uncouple at the timorous flying hare, or at the fox that lives by subtly, or at the roe which no encounter dare, pursue these fearful creatures, aware the dams, and with thy well-breathed horse, aware the hounds. Sure, it's lovely stuff. You can tell he's a pure nature boy, raised among animals, and married to a woman versed in herbal lore. He's a lovely way with words, a real bard, and he keeps his lodging in ship shape as well.
Danger deviseth shift, wit waits on fear. The hot, scent-snuffing hounds are driven to doubt, ceasing their clamorous cries till they have signalled with much ado, the cold fault cleanly out. Then do they spend their mouths echo replies, as if another chase were in the skies. That, Grania, is the hunted hare from his great poem, Venus and Adonis. He understands the hunt and the fear of the hunted.
He's our man, all right. I have hunted him down without any baying of hounds, Eleanor. Hello there, William. Can you hear us? Hello? Hello? Is your man dead?
Not at all. Sure, can you not see he's absorbed in his writing? 'Tis inspiration at work. He has a lot of things going on, you know. Building the new theatre, always editing past plays and poems. And now look, he's writing a new play, another history.
Not another romance. Sure, I loved that Romeo and Juliet tragedy. You're very diplomatic. Sure you are, Countess, and that's what you're known for. But not to mince my words. We're here for a reckoning, and the man loves drama. Isn't that a fact?
It is, Grania, but let's handle this with delicacy and tact. He won't be strong-armed or coerced, you know. We don't want an international incident. We want to grow large his sympathy and understanding for Ireland and have him unleash his marvellous voice. For us, the hunted hare.
The Queen and the English will as well Ireland would drown in the sea, for she cannot get any profit from it. The expense being so great, and the people, that's you and me, Eleanor, being so untrustworthy. Sure, we can't let ourselves be colonized.
Sure, Grania, Shakespeare and every Englishman knows that Ireland is a quagmire for the English. Tyrone O'Neill is their terror. Our bogs are swallowing up English armies, English lords and misbegotten lads all seeking land and glory and coffers of gold. Nevertheless, while our lands are under siege and our sons are in the Tower, Grania, we must press our case and cause. This man is the way Londoners get their news, whether it is false, rumour, or true. He is the only one subtle enough to do what we need done.
All right, Countess, let's get on what we came here to do. Let's not get distracted.
entreat you, and see if you might reconsider the way in which you speak of us Irish in your plays, if you deign to speak of us at all.
We don't like it, to be blunt. Very bad jokes, and we want a proper play.
Sire, you choose to ignore what is going on under the nose of everyone between here and Ireland. The spreading of false rumour and calumny, a complete ignorance to our ancient laws. Ireland is a land of fine scholars, accomplished bards and great warriors. The English have transgressed and trespassed.
I blew my nose on a courtier's handkerchief in an audience with your queen and threw it on the fire, sire. We do not deal in lace hankies where I come from. We're warrior princes and seek for justice. You, sire, are enlisted to help us.
Grania, remember, coercion is a poor substitute for silver tongue and honeyed speech.
An Irish play, Mr. Shakespeare. Where is it? How hard would it be to write one, forthcoming or withheld? An end to all your scurrilous jokes to make your grounds guffaw and your courtiers snicker in smug and overweening mirth.
I have written what I know.
Indeed, you have written much, and very beautiful. Romeo and Juliet.
Italy.
The Taming of the Shrew.
Italy.
Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Italy.
Love's Labour's Lost.
France.
Midsummer's Night Dream. The Merchant of Venice.
Italy. Well, Greece, and then Italy, of course.
And all your histories, Will. Richard II, King John, and Henry's all of England, England, England.
Despicable references to Ireland, and not much better for Spain.
Diplomacy, Grania. The man is subtle and not a brute. What plays will he write of us if we do roughhouse and ruffle him?
Look at this. The man could be writing beautiful poetry in praise of us Irish warriors. But instead it's the bogs, rain, and surly rebels.
Ladies, the Queen will not countenance an Irish play. 'Tis not that it is out of fashion, but that Ireland is a terror that stalks her days and nights, where all her lords and knights may go to ruin and wreck and rue the day they left Milford Haven and set sail for your land. Were I to show the Irish rebels, I very likely would be on the rack and tortured for wit. Were I to show your lands as beauteous territories, would not more men enlist and wish to claim a piece of Ireland as their own?
He's a clever one, Countess. You were right. Most subtle. The man's trying to conundrum us, aren't you, Will?
The Queen, I know, doth love your plays. You have the ear of the monarch, your word of the body politic, and its ills quite masterful and freshly coined, with a newness that awaits the ear.
Aye, and your lady pirate here hath mine. There is a truth to be told, but cannot yet be told. So therefore, what can be told? What is it needs to speak? What can men hear?
Inscrutable, yet true.
You'll explain to me later, Countess. I'll not let any man conundrum me.
Martin Shakespeare, are you moved and persuaded by our predicament? They would crush us if they could. The Desmond and Butler lands all usurped. Insult, injury, infamy, and seizure of our lands. Our noble sons all taken.
There's rumours the Queen will send the Duke of Essex to Ireland. A place where reputations are lost, not made.
Ah, Will, I didn't knock. Don't mind me. Rumour, remember? I get around, move between worlds. Ah, thou hast guessed, I see, but controversial and most unusual. Two ladies, one a pirate and one a countess, and are they not Irish traders?
Not at all. Both heroines, spirited and bold. You would do well to quell your tongue and learn your lines. For both have met the Queen and pleaded cause face to face. The Countess here has made many times to the court from Ireland and pleaded for her hot-headed husband, Garrett Fitzgerald. And Grania O'Malley here, as brave and wild a spirit as you can find, sailed up the Thames and met the Queen and pleaded for her sons and lands.
Oh, it will make a great story. Will you write it, Will, or shall I tell it first?
Hush, rumour. Your story-mongering like a fire burns bright and fast, extinguishing clear thought and hope's heart. No good will come of it.
I will catch you between my pen and paper and add you to the prologue of my next play for the Queen tomorrow night. Thou'lt never be satisfied, 'tis a fact.
Indeed. Ah, I hear more soldiers. Must be trouble come to London. Off to the Irish wars to fight this lady's kin, no doubt. Fame and fortune for young men brave in the fight, draining the Queen's coffers into the bogs of Ireland. 10,000 men cut down by the brave Tyrone O'Neill. Here's some false news for these sweet ladies. You'll soon be sailing up the Thames from Ulster to join these ladies and take tea with the Queen, or else cut off the heads of all her courtiers. Not just Ireland, there's news of another Spanish Armada. 'Twill be a hot year.
How can a man work? Soldiers and new recruits fill the streets. Young men and old pressed into service every week from country, town, and village. Ripped from the rhythm of their lives, harvest left to rot. Shoemakers, glove makers, yeomen, and the barrow boys all. For what? None are content save we who build a theatre and play out our stories, it seems. What? Day hath come again. Ah me, I make day joint labour with the night. And all these strange hauntings afford me little sleep and not much inspiration. I must to the theatre to rehearse. It is but one day till we perform at court.
Scene 5.
The theatre.
A king deposed.
Music do I hear? Ha! Keep time. How sour sweet music is. When time is broken, no proportion kept. So is it in the music of men's lives. And here have I the daintest of ear, to check time broke in a disordered string. But for the concord of my state and time, had not an ear to hear my true time broke. I wasted time, and now time doth wasteth me. My thoughts are minutes, and with sighs they jar. There watches unto mine eyes the outward watch, whereto my finger like a dial's point is pointing still and cleansing them from tears. This music mads me, let it sound no more, for though it hath helped mad men to their wits, in me it seems it will make wise men mad.
A fine King Richard, no prompting needed. Bravo.
'Tis finally done. Thy Richard II will have the Queen moved once more. We are ready to perform tonight.
I am glad to see you here. May I have a word about the theatre? Mr. Burbage, Phillips, Shakespeare, and others newcomers are all joint Stockholmers. I do need your opinion. The plot is very well chosen.
Thou dost think so?
Indeed, sire, for it is secure and well situated, full of character and good views.
Good views indeed, for the audience do love a good plot, and with a happy ending.
Why, sire, here both the entrance is done, an exit still, and upon this plot, domain built with full security.
You are impatient to move, and wonder when our things will be ready.
Well, sire, the weather has slowed us some, so as you may imagine. But we have begun with a break pace, as the drawings here to show. And if you will stroll that way tomorrow, you may see the starry timbers, raising up to make great frames. And between us, there be wooden slabs, covered with plasters, with copper in it, for weatherproofing and gracious strength. The roof can be thatched, with rails, as tents may be beyond your budget. As spring comes on, we'll build it fast. But I must warn you, strong tides and racing rivers are flooding steps. So we must secure and build it higher to ensure the safety of the museum.
We'll be fine. Mayhap we can perform in the summer.
Who would have another play for us by then?
Aye, Armin, at least 2. But now we must make ready to perform at court this very eve. Come, lads.
Scene 6.
Shakespeare's Lodging. Father! Father!
Art here?
Father! Father, I have found thee out. This must be thy lodging place. Thou hast led me a merry dance in finding thee.
Hamlet, my son, come hither thou to me and let me see thee. I have missed thy hauntings greatly. How dost thou, and how is't in the lands of shades, that undiscovered country? Hast poems to share? Art writing still?
Even in death, Father, the words still flow. Here's one for thee that speaks of spring and places we haunted together when I was alive. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips grow and violets nod their heads, canopied with sweet honeysuckle, interspersed with sweet-smelling ramblers and wild rose. And here's another. O Philadel and fragrant dew, a bower for thee to dream a while.
They're all finely made, Hamlet, finely made. Melody and image, syllable and ring out truly like a song. We could use them in our next play, if thou would give me permission to do so. You know, I am a magpie, for refined turn and coining of speech and story. But this is beautiful, and has the freshness of a summer day. What thou misses most? It puts me in mind of the walks between Shottery and Arden, where we did linger in the warm spring days, your mother's bees buzzing all the while.
'Tis there exactly, Father, beyond the long meadow, where she still keeps her hives, and where her falcon likes to hunt. My mother misses thee greatly. Wilt thou to Stratford soon?
Thy mother misses thee, Hamlet. Thy sisters, too. The death of our child was a terrible thing. We grieve thee still and ever will. For sure, I will to Stratford come summertime, when this new theatre is built and these new plays are worked and well rehearsed. 'Twill be the anniversary of thy death in August, Hamlet.
Give sorrow words, Father. Thou knowest the grief that does not speak, knits up the o'erwrought heart, and bids it break.
Thou speakest true. All that loves must die, passing through nature to eternity. But thou wert my only son, and death lay on thee like an untimely frost, the sweetest flower in all the field.
Yet now I haunt thee. Father, I like well this sonnet. 'Twas beautifully made, has published. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, and bears it out, even to the edge of doom.
Aye, some poems, Hamlet, they like them well.
This one here, Father, I do like most verily. I never saw the sea. Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end. Each changing place with what goes before, in sequent toil, all forwards do contend.
'Tis a scrampling, Mayhap I'll put it in a play and name it after thee.
Hast finished the Roman play, Father?
Aye,
And this one here is much ado about what?
nothing much. Come sit by me, and in companionable silence we might read a while. These new plays are fresh for thinking, and may challenge a man's eyesight, but not yours, I think.
What greater joy, Father, than to sit together and wait till the cock crows. This night time and shadow enfold us both in gentle blankets of protective peace. 'Tis what I have missed so. Tell me a story.
There was a man, a poet, father, husband, actor, who wrote a play or two. He has finished one about Julius Caesar, another comedy, and something tragical is trying to come. I think I'll have it soon. In the meantime, let's fall to dreams and slumber, as the honey-heavy dew doth settle sweetly on our drooping lids.
Scene 7, outside the theater.
Rinaldo, it's you! It's Easty Place, the heart of London, the divinely appointed destinations. But amigo, the air here is so thick I cannot see a thing.
See, this must be the place. Cheapside. Now has come the moment for the fulfillment of our glorious mission here, in the back streets of London. Rodrigo, do you have instructions?
Directions? See, it is this way. I just started in something.
Foul-smelling slums, English slums. What on earth would a Spanish king want to invade this land?
Amigos, enough with the belly aching and bitching. We need fortitude for our sacred mission, as the famous Cervantes.
Your father.
As my father, the famous Spanish writer, wrote, "He who loses wealth, loses much. He who loses a friend, loses more. But he who loses his courage, loses all."
He also said, Consuela, if I remember well, a proverb is a short sentence based on a long experience.
Yes, Gonzalo. My father, Miguel de Cervantes, certainly has demonstrated that when Barbary pirates capture you and lock you up in jail for 5 years, there's plenty of time to think and write. Cervantes suffered to make his art, amigos. He has made his life count for something. Surely, we as actors and spies do not need reminding about the dedication, endurance, focus, resilience, and backbone needed to bring greatness to our glorious fame and meaning for our mission.
Esperar, Consuela, muy inspirador.
Rodrigo, what are the instructions that King Felipe gave you?
The instructions? See, I have the instructions. Somewhere here, somewhere safe. Donde? The king definitely gave them to me. They have his royal seal, top secret, very precious. Ah, now I remember it. He instructed me to give them to Consuela.
Bone-headed fool! You're meant to give them to me when we are in the heart of London. Here, now, not before.
Rodrigo! Your instructions are to give the instructions at the right place, at the right time. Timing is everything for an actor, for a spy on a secret mission, and I hope for a conquistador.
Amigos, watch out! Cuidado! No instructions and lots of English sewage. Pa, no me gusta.
The king's letter gave us specific instructions. If it is misplaced or lost, our mission may be imperiled. Now, we will have to make it up as we go along. We have to try to remember what King Felipe wants us to do. What to remember without a script. That means we improvise, amigos.
We have done it before. We are, after all, actors.
Indeed, it is in our blood as actors, my friends. And that is why King Felipe chose us for our skill in disguise, in dissembling, and if need be by using our wit to make it up as we go along.
Brava, Consuela.
So, amigos, the first instruction is from me as leader of the mission. Speak softly, tread warily. Our mission is to gather intelligence because it is in such short supply here. We have to try to blend in, All over London is on tenterhooks, waiting for the next Spanish Armada. One insult, one remark that is offensive, and you will find a knife between your ribs. All over London has men pressed gang into their armies to fight either all Spanish should be invaded, or the Irish, who the English have been invading for years. Intelligence says they are fierce and armed to the teeth.
I do not want a trip to the tower, nor a taste of the rack. English torches are notorious.
Now, my friends, what do we remember King Felipe after us, his loyal subjects?
To find our way to London.
Mission accomplished!
To find the beating heart of the city.
Mission accomplished.
And from thence, to mingle amongst the theatre-going public of London, whilst infiltrating the most popular players in all over London, Guillermo Shakespeare's company.
The Lord Chamberlain's men.
And from thence to launch the golden age of Spain in England.
Then home for early summer, and London blossom time.
The golden age of Spain, 1580.
Until 1659. We have plenty of time. It's only 1599.
Foolish Ronaldo! To procrastinate is to lose the war. As my father, Cervantes, has written, he who hesitates is lost. He who lingers on the back foot is liable to get his toes trodden upon.
By a donkey.
I mean, to launch the Spanish golden age here in Spain is mission impossible, no?
Gonzalo, we launch armadas, no?
As Cervantes has said,
Dear father.
as my father has said, in order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd.
New worlds, new territories. We are here to win hearts and minds in this hotbed of Protestant and Puritan defiance.
See, our mission, I, Rodrigo, in service of our glorious España, have crossed the Andes on foot, brought Inca gold back to the king, brought Roman Catholicism to savages and sinners, whereas I am an hombre. I am here to serve my king and country.
The king's man, no?
See, we actors, no dedication can seem like a madness. For when life itself seems lunatic, who knows where the madness lies?
Cervantes.
For sure, this man in the theatre of the Lord Chamberlain's men, where Guillermo Shakespeare resides. The actors are not here, Consuela. The coast is clear.
Perfect! Let us enter the theater! It is here. It smells like home. El teatro. Rodrigo, did you bring the bebida, bread, and chorizo for supper? We dare not enter a tavern, lest we be discovered. Softly, softly, amigos. It has begun.
last night at court?
Aye, the Queen was most jealous.
Considering your treasuries are empty from all the wars.
Aye, Armand, with Ireland and Spain, your two great enemies, I would not like to be a Spaniard nor an Irishman on the streets of London this very day.
No lines lost last night. No job for me as prompter.
No lines lost, just King Richard's crown, though he hath been deposed.
Yet, will doth keep us on our toes. New lines every day, new lines for old plays, and new lines for new plays.
Where is Will? Is not here this morning?
He writes, Armin. He has finished his Roman play. He works on 2 comedies, and I think he has another coming.
Will it be comical or pastoral?
Oh, pastoral comical? At any rate, tomorrow night we play As You Like It. The next day, Julius Caesar.
2 new plays and no new lines so far. Come, lads, see thee on the morrow.
What intelligent garden, my friends.
Their rooms are different from our Spanish one.
It's safe to be a Spaniard or an Irishman on the streets.
They have many plays in their repertory. It seems a new one every night. That is as good as Lope de Vega, the most prolific of our Spanish playwrights.
Amigos, do not forget courage and lunacy. These are our guiding stars.
Guiding moon, Consuela. Lunacy is a guiding moon.
Amigo, when did our Spanish golden age begin?
1580!
When will it end?
Nunca!
Am I late? I was delayed. If you're seeking tickets, best come back tomorrow.
Scene 9.
Shakespeare's lodging.
No, Hamlet. I'm still tasked with seeking good story elements. It does not yet fly. 5 acts, a strong beginning, and a bold climax or 2 that might be a mirror of our nature and resonant in its scope. Not so easy. What tales and themes will strike the chords of each man's heart and make the play worth writing?
There is a lot of ink in a play, it seems to me. Poetry is shorter.
'Tis true. Something yet eludes me here. I have intimations of shadows, revenge, and a cold northern light. These are strange times when darkness, war, and persecution dogs us everywhere. And yet the goodness of the human heart and what it yearns for are the signature in every breath.
We'll take that place to the forest once more, Father.
Nay, the forest of Arden. 'Twas our childhood nursery and place of joy. My imagination is called for something where the darkness of the human soul and a festering royal court cannot be cleansed, even by forest.
It sounds truly tragical.
Wert thou alive now, Hamlet, my son, thou would be almost full grown.
16 years, Father, like my sister, Judith,
Thy twin.
my twin.
Thou could, if thou hadst chosen, have joined our players.
Wouldst thou have liked that, Father?
I would have understood if thou had professed passion for it.
Unlike your own father,
Oh, aye, unlike my own father,
a bully.
a man of violent and distempered leanings. And yet I do love him for his sake, while yet I know him a great great fool, know him solely a coward, a notorious liar, and yet these fixed evils sit so fit in him, that they take the place when virtue's steely bones look bleak in the cold winter wind. With awful oft we see cold wisdom waiting on superfluous folly.
The web of our life is a mingled yarn, and so are we, good and ill together.
Aye, my wise son, this life I chose he would not understand, preferring glover or merchant or butcher.
Butcher, thee, who never made a sausage or chop of lines.
Hamlet! Hamlet! William! William!
Father, 'tis he! Lo, he comes! Thy father, my grandfather!
Thou hast summoned me, for to talk of me is to rouse me from my bed of deep unease. Can a man get no rest? Here am I, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, brought here to Cheapside, a place of bawds and foul living. No country air here? Why, 'tis enough to make each hair stand up on end like a fretful porcupine. Oh, bitter times! For was I not once an alderman of the town, and though disgraced and greatly fallen, cut off even in the blossoms of my sins, unhouselled, disappointed, and disgraced, no reckoning made but sent to my account, with all my imperfections on my head. Horrible, oh most horrible, ignominy and shame, and yet, am I not a man of fine parts? I would seek revenge, and so would be revenged. Will my son do it? Will old John Shakespeare be revenged?
What strange disturbances the old man had.
What? Son and grandson here together? What is't?
We're writing poetry, musing, grandfather.
Musing? Bah! Errant and folly ways. 'Twas ever thus. Did thy father or thee ever listen to an old man's advice? Duller art thou both than the fat weed that rots itself in ease on Letha's wharf. There is naught here, no mercy nor peace, for I do seek revenge.
Oh, my poor father, uneasy in thy sleep. Thou art a visitation horribly haunted, and yet thou livest still. Within the book and volume of my brain, I hear a commandment that alone doth live. Words wild and whirling that feed a story like unstopped water. A father murdered.
Oh, dark, and yet, thy poor father is thy muse.
Not by his son, but murdered by his jealous brother. The old king comes back as a ghost and tells the son, a prince of Denmark, I will name him after thee.
What? Hamlet?
Aye, Hamlet the Dane.
Cold.
Nay, nay, very hot. The ghost doth spur revenge in all signs everywhere in the court, deceive and tempt despair. He doth not know how to act until the end.
The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and gins to pale his ineffectual fire. Adieu, 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 remember me.
Farewell, father dear. I'll leave thee with thy muse. For there, look, already, the grey-eyed morn begins to smile upon the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light.
Scene 10.
The theatre.
Hail, fellows! Well met. Let us ready ourselves. 'Tis time for our war.
Life is as you like it. We play, no?
We have little need for insults, but should practice our wrestling.
It was with a question, speech, and wrestling after.
One, two, three. Thou whoreson rogue, thou scullion, thou rapscallion, thou postilarian, I'll tickle your catastrophe. One, two, three. Thou whoreson rogue, thou scullion, thou rapscallion, thou postilarian, I'll tickle your catastrophe.
Fellows, well met.
Will, thou art late. We've missed thee.
We are ready to begin our run-through for tonight. 'Tis as you like it, we are all agreed. Wrestling, poetry, and a fine heroine.
Indeed, lads. But first, mayhap we try this new play I have coming. Let's read it together and only might try it. O all you host of heaven, O earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? O fie, hold my heart.
I will take the play entire, and for 4 hours wrapped, my father's story will unfold. O all you hosts of heaven, O earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? O fie, hold my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee, I, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee. Yea, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, all saws of books, all forms, all pressures past, that youth and observation copied there. And thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain. Yes, by heaven. O villain, villain, smiling damned villain. My tables meet. It is I set it down. He that one who may smile and be a villain. At least, I am sure it may be so in Denmark. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises. And indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition, that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire. Why, it appears to me no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet, to me, what is the quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so. Horatio, I am dead, thou livest. Report me of my cause, a right to the unsatisfied. Things standing thus unknown shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity, draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. The rest is silence.
Thou hast surpassed thyself, Will. 'Tis a fine play, something new. But what I wonder wilt thou call this play?
Hark! What noise is yonder costume called?
Zounds! Who is't amongst us? Scurvy knaves and toad-spawning tapping spies!
going to rot.
Heaven forbid.
We are amazed.
Astounded.
But this play, these words, these characters, they offer our world something new. These words have transported me quite.
What dost thou here? This is not yet ready for performance.
What I have just heard, so magnificent, so captivating and so breathtaking. I cannot contain myself any longer. My friends, we are moved by beauty. It is the Spanish soul. Spanish.
We are captivated by you.
Who art thou?
Take it say with a fun house. 'Tis not a place to want to show.
The meaning, so rich, so profoundly conveyed.
They speak in so trippingly, so eloquent.
The meter so true, smooth yet punctuated with cross currents of tension and counterpoint.
The iambic, so the rhythm of the natural accent, and meaning arriving, but not at once.
It resonates and echoes after.
Exactly. Cervantes will love it.
Exactly so. That exquisite and assured mastery of the epistrophe, and the startling effect of the end-stop line.
That deep and stern in the brilliant conjoint of syllables and sounds. So original, such startling imagery.
That moving poetry that cuts to the marrow and the heart. The actor is made alive and knows what to do.
To play this would be an honor.
But the contradiction with irregularities and crossisms, so masterful.
Friends and stowaways, who art thou?
Flatterers mayhap, but with such discernment.
We're here to launch the Spanish invasion.
Friends, it is not what it seems. My friend Rodrigo here is a conquistador. This is what he does. He conquers new worlds and territories.
But you, my friends, are there before us.
Our original mission was indeed conversion, but little did I realize it was we who would be converted.
Not Catholic or Protestant. Not Spanish or English, but artists, my amigos.
Artists together, not spies, but collaborators perhaps.
A fraternidad. Hermanidad.
Is this the vision of your King Felipe?
Sire, I am the illegitimate daughter of the great Cervantes, writer of numerous plays, and the famous Don Quixote.
See, it is a great story, with moving and unforgettable characters to touch the heart. He will publish it finally in 1606, only 7 years to wait. But we must introduce ourselves. I am Renaldo, actor in the court of King Felipe. This right here is my friend Gonzago, and Rodrigo, and of course Consuela, the king's goddaughter and Cervantes' own daughter.
We are like you, actors and artists, my friends, but in disguise, and seeking to do what we love, what moves our hearts, as is the way with us actors.
Art thou Spanish?
Art from Spain.
Art a woman and an actor?
On a stage.
In public.
We cannot have Spaniards here. It is against the law.
Spain is the enemy of England. You'll see us all hanged.
Then, as we are actors, you could pretend we are Scottish.
Also enemies of England.
Then let's say we are Irish.
Also enemies of England.
How about French?
Still enemies of England.
England has no friends, it seems. So, my friends, you perhaps don't need us as friends. As fellow artists, we have great and skills. We are masters of disguise and theatricals. We are ambassadors for the brilliance in Spanish theater you might be interested in. Spanish intelligence is not in short supply.
Lope de Vega.
He writes shorter plays than Senor Shakespeare.
3 acts, not 5.
Well, you might make this play shorter. It was 4 hours long.
'Twould be a fine enrichment of our company to have thee join with us a while. But how does this fulfill your mission and ours?
Aye, yours to launch the Golden Age of Spain, and ours to keep our theatres open, ourselves out of the Tower of London, and the wolf from the door.
Sires, I overheard you say your new theater is the Globe. As my father
Cervantes.
likes to say, all the world's a stage. friends work together? Diplomacy is our aim. Our kings and courts and countries and religions quarrel between each other. Might we not work amicably with you to build a better world?
What say you, fellows? I like these ideas well. 2 Spanish actors, a dark lady, and a fellow to conquer the world we weave together.
Sires, the cathedral in Southwark is built, and the roof is on, and the building completed this very morning. Hark, the sun is up, the morning doth still upon the night melt in the darkness. Come with me, fellows, and let me show you how fine your new theatre will be.
And the first play to play there might be thine who play Hamlet.
Senior Shakespeare, I have a suggestion for your marvelous play, Hamlet. Were you to play with that theatrical device of a play within a play, then Hamlet might catch the conscience of King Claudius, his uncle, who has murdered Hamlet's father. One comes to mind. He's called the Murder of Gonzago, or the Mousetrap.
Tell me more, dear lady.
Space, pass the timber, sturdy timber, post and peg, slats of wood, watch out for splinters, post and peg, bring the base, pass the timber, sturdy timber, post and peg, slats of wood, watch out for splinters, post and peg. Bring the base, pass the timber, sturdy timber, post and peg, slats of wood, watch out for splinters, post and peg.
Scene 11.
Epilogue.
For what has been rumoured all this month is true, not false. While England masses and fights her wars, finds enemies in lands too far from home, this band of brothers pool their funds and build a theatre where all the world might go. Stretched out its arms and made a place where stories better than mine blew in the winds. For as imagination body forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turned them to shapes and gave to every nothing a local habitation and a name. Imagination built this globe, a novel played there, a long dead and gone, and yet the place lived on and on. My name is Rumour, and you'll decide, trust my words or choose to deride, seeking the truth in this strange world, in Shakespeare's plays, the truth unfurled. 'Tis not debate of falsehood to prevail, but virtue's honest, and it will show, as true as steel, as iron to adamant, as earth to center. This is our home, our globe.